Hi everyone. Welcome to H&M Technologies. Today I'm super excited about today's video because this is where Python actually starts making sense. The quick recap, we already covered that in the last video Python, what is a Python, how to install it, and variables and data types. Today we are going to Python's DNA, that is Python's structure and syntax. Think of it in this way. Imagine you are watching a Game of Thrones. Every scene has a structure. The setting, the characters, the conflict, the resolution, everything. Without the structure, it's just a chaos. Python is the same. Without a proper syntax structure, your code is just mess of characters. By end of this video, you will know exactly how Python rates your code, why indentation is so important, and how to write a clean, readable Python's code. Now, let me open our VS Code. Yeah, this is our VS Code, and we'll talk about indentation. Okay, now this topic is a syntax and structure. So we'll cover step by step each topic. And first one is indentation. Yeah, what is the indentation? In most languages like a C or a Java, use curly braces to group code. Python throws all the way of that type of mess and everything. And Python uses spaces as an indentation. We'll see how the spaces we are going to use. Um, Let me type the correct way of indentation. Yeah, if I'm going to print as greater and correct one, this is, I'll see output here. Before this, yeah, see, here you can see output correct one. If 5 is greater than 2, as right now, if 5 is greater than 2, we're going to print 5 is greater than 2. Here you can see output. Yeah, you can see, this is our output. The wrong one is if I print like this, here you can see without a proper indentation. If I give a proper indentation here, see, we'll get output. Without indentation, we'll get an error. So you can expected an indentation block after if statement, right? This is the power of indentation, right? Yeah. Now, standard is the four spaces per level. You can use the two spaces, but four spaces is the community standard in a Python. And never mix spaces and tabs. It will give you a wrong understanding and it will give throw an error, right? And single and multi-line comments. I'll go with the comments. Yeah, comments. Why comments matter? What is a comment is? So imagine you're using a Hollywood movie without a subtitles, an English movie without subtitles, or a Bollywood, which is not our language movie. We're going to see without subtitles. We can get it, but it's something we're not missing something. In that same way, comments are that much important here. So single line comment. Comment is like this only. This is a comment with the help of hash, whatever I gave here. This is the comment. And single line comments starts with a hash only. Like I'm going to starts with a hash. Hash is this one. You know, right. And I'll give you an example. Let me write name signing Arjun. Right. Yeah. This stores the name. Here I'm going to give a comment. Second command is this is this stores the name of user. Right. Here I'm letting know this name is a username. Something we are going to tell to coders is by the help of comments. Mm, Comments don't affect your program. Like they say, you can use a hash symbol, so it won't affect your programs, and it won't affect speed and output also. But they make you hero when someone else or a future you reads you for code for after 6 months, or someone reads this code. It makes sense, right? In that way. When to comments, explain why, right? And not what. And if the course is a self-explanatory, skip the comment. And comment complex logic, business rules, and temporary fixes. Like bad comments, like also x equal to x plus, yeah, man, good commenting like, see, x equal to x plus 1, increment by increment x by 1. This is also understandable, but something we can good communicate is increment by x. This is used to keep track the incrementing values, right, of a number interactions on the loop in the loop. Commenting's net should be something like they make sense, not just writing some anything, but it should make sense to someone who's going to watch your program after that, after you, right? Now, some keywords. I'm going to keywords. Yeah, keywords are some reserved words. Uh, Keyword is nothing but a reserved words in a Python. Keywords like VAP list at any movie premiere or anything. VAP list like they're reserved. You can't use them in a variable names. And Python has a 35 keywords like that. I used to import Yeah, import keyword and printing that keywords. I can see. Yeah, how yeah, output and I will see all the keywords. False, none, true, and as, asset, sync, wait, break, class, continue, def. These are all keywords. We have some categories of these keywords. So I'll give conditions if, else, like that. Those are conditions. And loops are for loop, while loop, break, continue, pass, functions like def, return, lambda, class, classes, class, self, and in logic and or not. Some values like true, false, none, and some is import use importing models import from as. These are the categories of keywords. Now I'll show you if I use any keyword as a variable, what happens. Here I'm commenting on using keyword as a variable names. Yes, class is basic and for 10. Here you can see both are class is a syntax error. This is also syntax error. Line 4 basic is invalid syntax error. This is the output. Always we get when you use a class invalid syntax for this. What is a valid syntax? If I write correct one, instead of course, I can use a also it is class name basic for loop 10. This one is the right way to use variable names. This and all we saw in previous video how to use the variables and all. Here keywords we don't use in a Python program. If you use, it will give instantly an error. And coming to identifiers and naming conversations, I'll do identifiers and conventions. Right. Naming your variable like a pro, since we saw how to name a variable. An identifier is a name you give to variables or functions or classes, anything. Think of it like a naming characters, like in a triple R movie, Ramcharan, Being, Jenny. Each name is unique and meaningful. Rules for identifiers can contain letters, digits, underscore. Must start with a letter or underscore, not a digit, not a special character. And it is a case sensitive. There is a capital N name and small n name. Both are two different variables. Cannot be a keyword. Okay. So I'll show you valid identifiers. I will take a hero name, Ram, right? And secret B, and I'm going to take movie name, or I'll take year. Yeah, 2024. This is the valid names, right? And what if it is I use invalid identifiers like, yeah, first name Sita, and if I use my name Lakshmi, it is also invalid syntax. And since I use a class as a basics, these are invalid identifiers, invalid variables. Naming is a must, most important thing in Python. Class basic, right? Yeah, I'll go to next one. So naming conventions, like there are three styles in naming a variable or identifier in Python. Like a snake case, for a variable function, like I'll show a snake how we'll use snake case. This is a snake case, and camel case. We'll go step by step. Use a hero name Ram, and total marks 95. Yeah, I don't need this. I'll just show you what is real world demo is like bad name. X and assign hero name caller login, and Y is spawn, right? And this is you can use these names, but we don't know what is X, what is a Y. So this is always a bad naming. So good naming conventions is always like a hero name, okay, login, movie name. This makes sense. Something we can see here, which is what. So right, yeah. Now what we covered in this video, right? So indentation is always four spaces, consistent and mandatory. Don't go with both the tab and spaces. It will make you confusing. And we can't give a perfect indentation for a whole line of code. Okay, comments for single line, we use hash. For multi-line, we use this. For multi-line is here. Yeah, can commenting like the multi-line. I'll tell you. Multi-line commenting like I use this for multi-line comments. Yeah. For multi-line comment, this is a multi-line comment. It can span multiple lines. If I want to tell anything, something in a paragraph, I'll use the multiple line comment like this. Yeah, this way you can get any number of lines. Even I can print something more here like this. I can print any number of lines. Keywords are total 35 result keywords. We can't use them as a variable names. Indentation starts with a sorry, identifiers starts with a letter underscore case sensitive. Never starts with any special character or number. Yes, snake case all these variables in lowercase. This is a snake case we use, right? This is the standard case of use in a Python community, and we'll use uppercase for constants. Like since we know in a last video we discussed about this, right? And here I'm going to give some practice for you. So not just saying, we will try to do some practice. It will make sense. Practice exercise. One question when I'll give is multi-line. If I'm giving a give some for the following code as a in dictionary and fix it and print hello. I'll F2. Yeah, this code is some indentation error. And fix this and print curve2. Solution is go to another one. And I'll go with the second question. Write some a multi-line comment at the top of file, describing your favorite version of the code or release. Yeah, you can let's describe your favorite movie. It may be title, director, and here the rating. This we use. And one more question. List any 5 Python keywords keywords from the memory without looking, verify using a keyword dot list. So just to verify any keywords used in and verify it is a keyword or not. Okay. Yeah, memory. Then verify using keyword module. Yeah, these are three questions you can do. And I'll go with another question. One question. Identifiers. Which is the following identifier? My variable. Second, private class. For variable. Yeah, fine. These are four questions to practice and open your VS Code and try to run this and see which type of error you will get. Yeah. So next we have a jump into input and output. Okay. So in next video we'll see different data types and after that we'll go with the input and output. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Thank you for choosing H&M Technologies.